Good morning. This is Pastor Mark Hendricks of Jasper Pentecostal Church. It's Wednesday, December 2nd, and I'm out on the Athabasca River. Not to worry, the river is mostly dried up and I'm standing on dry ground. In the summertime, this would be covered by water, but now it's just light snow and rocks. It's a beautiful blue sky day here today in Jasper. It was minus 10 this morning. Here in the sunshine, it might be minus 5. It's nippy anyways, but it's so beautiful with the blue sky and white-capped mountains. I wanted to show you around. Behind me is Pyramid Mountain, and just below it, running right there, is what's left of the Athabasca River this time of year. And so it's far away from me, and I'm safe here on dry ground. Let me just show you the area. There's Hawk Mountain and the Collin Range, rising up to Roche Bonhomme, or Old Man Mountain, now peacefully sleeping. And there behind me is Signal Mountain, and then comes the sun. Right behind me there is Jasper Park Lodge. I came out on Trail 7. And then to the south, I think that's, yes, it's Mount Edith Cavell, right back there. Coming over, you can see Whistler's Mountain, Indian Ridge, and Pyramid Mountain to the north. Cause of concern for Jasper folk. Jasper Fitzhugh reported this past Monday, November 30th, about an outbreak, a COVID outbreak at Seton Hospital. But the hospital assures us that the cases are contained, and the hospital is still safe for treating patients, so we're glad to hear that. There's also a mention of a case at the elementary school and one case at the Alpine Summit Seniors Lodge. So these things remind us again to be careful. The COVID disease is spreading like it never has in Alberta. It's worse now than it was in the springtime, so we all need to take care. Take care for ourselves and our families, and for our neighbors and their families. So I remind you about the health advisory, not to visit in other people's homes, not to mix households, and to stay safe. We're just this far away from a vaccination, a month, maybe 2 months, and then we'll be able to vaccinate healthcare workers and the most vulnerable, and there will be some relief from this disease and the care and caution that we have to take. So let's all be careful for one another. About this Sunday, I'm going to be speaking from the book of 2 Kings and the very last chapter, 25, and the very last few verses, the last 4 verses about the last king of Judah, or the last king of Israel. And chapter 25 is a miserable sort of chapter for the people of God, the people of Israel and Judah, because it recounts the fall of Jerusalem. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, captures the city of Jerusalem. He captures King Zedekiah, kills his sons, and puts out the eyes of the rebellious king. Nebuchadnezzar and his soldiers then destroy the temple, and they take away all the valuables, all the holy instruments that were a part of the temple. And so the last great hope of the people of Israel, the temple of God, is ruined. And most of the people of Judah are taken away to Babylon into captivity. A few poor people are left to cultivate the land, but most are taken away, the nobility are taken away to Babylon. And so it ends miserably for the people of Israel and Judah. But the last few lines, the last few verses end hopefully, because they're about King Jehoiakim. He's been taken away into captivity before the fall of the city, and he's been imprisoned for 37 years in Babylon, in prison. But the next king of Babylon releases some of the prisoners, and he releases King Jehoiakim of Judah, and shows him favor and grants him a place at the king's table and gives him a pension. And so it doesn't seem like much, but the writer of Kings and the Jewish people at the time take comfort and encouragement from that, and hope also that the king of Judah has been restored to favor and released from prison, and so God is still working with his people. Well, what does that have to tell you and me in Christ Jesus? Well, I welcome you to tune in this Sunday when I speak about the last king of Israel from 2 Kings 25. So please join me. Let me show you one last view, panorama of where I am. There you have it. God bless you. Have a good week. Stay safe, and I'll see you this Sunday.